Hello there everyone, and welcome back to Empire Total War with the American Revolutionary mod. Last time around we had Washington march down and take Niagara from the Iroquois nation. So we have moved down into, well, at least Ohio, because I googled that, so I knew Ohio is in this region. Whether or not this qualifies as the Ohio Valley is another question. But yeah, there we have that. And with that, we should, well, these cannons should march all the way. And yes, I do still think that the plan is to completely get rid of all of them. I'm gonna go ahead and burn down all the native infrastructure, because we can't really build on anything of it. So away with that. And now we have two battles. So we have this possible battle here, which I think it's a given. We need to push these guys out of here, otherwise it kind of threatens Washington's flank, and it could be part in groups to retake this territory. So they got to go. Then this one is an obvious one, and if we're lucky and this goes quickly, these battles go rather quickly, I could be able to end turn and march my way over here and take this from the British, which should be rather nice. With that said, let's go ahead and start with the first battle. So Watson is going to march on the major fishing port on Eastport, as it's called. And we're going to take that back from the British. We have 1,300 men against the British 1,100. So there's apparently a slight advance to us. Well, that's not surprising. It would have been more surprising if it was for the enemy, since we slightly outnumber them. But anyways, let's go ahead and fight, shall we? Not much needs to be done in terms of deployment. We're just going to string the troops out of here like they are. But what we're going to do is take time to take a look at them. Might not be a super big difference. Oh, these guys almost look British with their almost kind of reddish-brown coat. And it's the Sherburne's Additional Regiment. Not entirely sure if anyone can tell me the story behind this. Well, you can actually read up on that. I thought it was interesting that it's called the Additional Regiment. Then we've got Continental Line Infantry, which is closer to, I guess, this sort of more standard uniform. This one goes for New York and New Jersey. Then we go on to another more standardized, the Continental Regiment. No province affiliation. Finney's 18th Continental Regiment. And we've got 2 battalion of those. And then on the far end we've got the 13th Massachusetts. I thought they were going to actually have a different hat, because you can see they have a slightly different one in the picture. But yeah, they're just like the others. Not that that's a bad thing. Let's start. Right, the British deploy over here. They've deployed behind obstacles. I think we're going to come from... We've got walls to hide here. Am I going to split my superior force? I don't think the AI is clever enough to kind of kill us off one by one. We're gonna have these 3 march into the forested area here, and then march straight up, while these 3 gonna march to this pen over here and then attack from the flank, while we have the general marching then into a position where he can kind of overview it. At least his own troops' movements can be overviewed from this position right here. The pictures doesn't really fit. They've gone through with, you know, changing a lot of the regiments. I think they could have changed these pictures because they're very much sort of the 1600s or very early 1700s. While this one's set in the late, so they could have probably switched those pictures out for some better pictures. I can see the British are moving. They are advancing quite rapidly as well. I do love myself some redcoats. This is a bit of a different unit. I can clearly tell that this one's made out of the Fusilier unit in the normal. I'm not entirely sure they look very marine-ish. East Norfolk. Ooh, yellow facing. I like the yellow facings. They're moving really quickly. Looks like they're halting and they're gonna redraw the line slightly at an angle towards the flanking maneuver. Which means that suddenly these guys turn into the flanking maneuver. We'll have to adapt by wheeling into position. Quite surprised that the enemy took such a... made such a bold maneuver. Looks like the general might be able to fire, but that also means that the enemy might be able to fire back. We shot one of their men. General will retire, and I think we'll move these quickly into position. We'll hold fire. Highland immigrants are firing at which one of my regiments? No one's losing any troops. They're gonna be bunched together. You know what we'll do? We'll do like this too. March up. Fired well. You march out on the side. Station yourself there. And then as they're bunching up here, we need to join lines by charging up here as well. General stationed over here, ready to fire. Right. Phineas is open fire. Or at least the 1st battalion. 2nd battalion open fire. A lot of shots are being soaked up by the forest. British are reorganizing. Hold your fire. You will be firing at extreme range here. Also, Phineas battalions will hold fire. These guys will fire well. Once ready, we'll march these up together with these. Seems rather clever of the enemy. They are maneuvering. Right, you will switch up a bit. So the 8th Continental. And we have the New York and Sherburne's additional firing on the British. They're not taking advantage of the wall. Yes, they are kinda taking advantage of the wall. East Norfolk is advancing, and the Marines. I will advance Phineas and his brigades. You will go into column and march along here, ready to take on the enemy. General will be placed in the forest behind the line. Right, the British Marines open fired, and the Norfolk is opening fire on Phineas and his 2 battalions. I think that's far enough. We'll hold there and fire. We're doing fine all over the... Ooh! Combined both battalions firing it simultaneously onto the Marines. Not a lot of casualties at this point. Right, you will deploy here. We'll deploy a thin line as possible. The enemy is not facing this way. So the Massachusetts Regiment, they have lost a few guys. They might be suffering a bit of fire coming from this way. The best thing about this position right here is we're tearing up the flank of the Marines, which at this point are losing a substantial amount of troops. I really like most of the uniforms. I'm not too sure about the Marine uniform. Let's go ahead and see if we can find those yellow facings. I like these ones. East Norfolk. And who else is here? They formed square with the Highland immigrants. These guys are actually putting a little bit of a fire down on the Massachusetts. They've shot 3 people. Let's see, Phineas and his battalion. The first one standing right against the Marines has actually lost quite a few men, and the East Norfolk. But the East Norfolk, damn, they've lost a lot of men out here in the open. I guess most of the fire of, 3 regiments coming down on them. You will kind of wheel to get better position. You know what? I'm expecting the British to fall back. We'll move here to cover that position. The Marines have soon had enough. I like how I put the general behind the regiment that's receiving the most fire from the British. There's a split. The British kind of moved forward boldly. Could expect a bayonet charge. They're down to 90 men here and 100 here. Thing is, we could bayonet charge to get rid of these, but the thing is, once we do, we have to get through all of these. Oh, the British! That's a definite risk by moving over here. Isolating one of our regiments. That Norfolk regiment is pulling back. They could have probably charged that guy and killed him. I'm gonna move the general over there, or just so he can stand in the open fire. If they charge, we can counter charge. We do have a good position behind the wall here. They do have the high ground, but we've been able to fire on them for a lot longer than they have. Okay, with the British pulling back, Phineas and his brigades should move closer, especially on the squares. We can move really close. And then the flank regiments should move further as well. The 8th can move up. And you can close the gap here. General will then hold fire. Finney. Oh, no, he isn't dead. He's right there. He's hiding behind this guy. Maybe I can move him in closer, actually. Hold fire. Let's see if we can all be reloaded. The squares in Empire have a very hard time actually firing. The Highland immigrants kind of know what's going on. Let's close the distance even further. Once in position there, then we'll fire. I like how they fired once and then they broke. Leaving these guys unprotected. Seems like they didn't get the memo and they're not retreating, which means Phineas' 2 battalions will be able to... Oh, now they're retreating. Bit late though. Same time, we didn't actually kill that many of them. It's time to see the British off the field. Order General advance. This one's the only one that's holding its position. General, move into the flank. Fire from horseback. We'll definitely see the East Norfolk run away. Especially now, since I'm moving the entire army group on to them. The captain is still determined to hold his position. I think once the general fires here, wavering. He's still holding though. Oh, they're due to the gallantry of the captain of this East Norfolk Battalion, the British are actually coming back to fight us, or it's the Highlanders. The other regiments are retreating. I was supposed to bayonet charge there, but I guess never mind. Let's have these hold and then shoot away the final 2 regiments. And then you will march up as reserve. Finish maybe. The 2 Finnish battalions. As soon as we start to open fire, they realize they're outgunned, outmaneuvered. 95 men hold. Damn, they started losing a lot there at the end. No more regiments have rallied? No. Great. The general decided there at the end he was going to shoot some of his own men. And when I say a few, it looks like he shot quite a lot actually. Not entirely sure what he has against these New York guys. But there we have that. It took us about 15 minutes. Means that I should be able to get the other one into this episode as well. So let's hurry on to the next battle. Here we have the statistics of the battle. We lost 252. And the British lost 600 men, leaving about 500 left for us to chase down. Every single regiment got a chevron, which is nice. Highest killer goes to the Continental Line, New York, the one that General decided to shoot quite a few of. 13 Massachusetts did the worst in terms of killing, but only just slightly off one of the Finnish battalions. It's not a big difference in between 72 and 109. So I guess we can't tell that much from this. I think they're all quite similar as well in terms of their points. They're all 42 accuracy. It's a little bit difference in morale. The British are retreating further out here on the peninsula. Alright, we'll pursue them, because they'll probably go ahead and burn down the farmland, and then I can out-result and just get rid of them. If necessary, we can send for troops up here. Why did I recruit 2 12-pounders here? I guess they can join in with this force. Probably why I recruited 2 12-pounders there. With that, we're going to go down to the second battle, which is saving Private Harrisburg. Am I going to leave any units in Pennsylvania? There's no risk of anyone attacking us anyways. Unless the Native Americans are hiding something here. But then again, they will be drawn in the battle that we're about to fight against the British. And it's quite an easy pushover. 2,000 men against 560, so I don't think that's a battle. I'm gonna go ahead and out-resolve it. I didn't lose that many. Sadly enough, British troops remain. Harrisburg was taken. But this gives me the opportunity to end turn, and we can actually go ahead and take a look at what we can do further on. So, yeah, let's go ahead and end turn, shall we? And just as I thought, they would burn the farmland in Nova Scotia and make their point there. Building constructed, Weaver's crafting shop in Virginia. Elections have been held, and everyone holds their post. Not entirely. Is this a that's not... I didn't recognize any of these. Kermit Thurston is president now. He's a patron, status quo, bon voyant, tactician. He's a pretty good president, I think. He's got no bad traits. Did we just switch out all the... Yes, we did just switch out all the ministries. What happened to my last cabinet? It's not a bad cabinet, though. Tyrell Monarch is vice president. Jeffrey Shirley is treasury secretary. Eldwin Potter? He's a tactician. Honest. Yeah, these two should... Gerald Kishner and this guy should definitely switch post. And then we've got Denzel Hartley, agrarian. Then manage to treasury, happiness, nobility, management, treasury. Two twins there. I did not notice. But the government popularity was so high. How come it was switched? Maybe it's part of the mod that they cannot actually sit more than, what is it, 2 terms. And they're not that bad, but it's kind of, I guess, sad to lose all the historical ones. And I guess these guys are the next? I'm not sure. Probably not. Gaines trained Benjamin Man... Okay. Not entirely sure who that is. Following free and fair elections, this man has been elected President of the Republic. So yeah, maybe it's a Republic stuff. That Republic, that you can't really keep the same government in sort of in power throughout. Okay, so the British came back after retreating. The Native Americans retreated away from the mine. We've got British incursion. British natives. Sending 2, 1 mounted. The cannons should hopefully make it to Washington. Definitely need some troops here. Definitely need some troops here. American line infantry. I don't want to use these because the picture looks like standard American, and we've got so many other good ones. But at the same time, these guys, well, 40 accuracy, 5 morale, that was pretty crap. I was hoping to send the French with this army, but I guess we'll have to send the French up here to kind of stop these. Thing is, I already... Didn't this one have French? Oh yeah, this was the one that out-resolved. You know what? We'll take the French units. We'll transfer them back. So now we've got an army entirely made up of French units. And they'll be moving north to kind of secure these two, New York and the Iroquois territory. You should be able to out-resolve and get rid completely of these guys. 300 men, and you did not completely get rid of them. That's bad. Go back to Harrisburg. We need to put a general in charge of these guys. And he kind of looks not French at all. He kind of looks more German with a mustache. Elmer Chouchon. Possibly French. Right. Up north. Oh, they burnt the farm and going for the fishery in Louisburg. You will hound them. And you will out-resolve them. Dale Gibbon. He didn't actually die in the first battle then. Right, now we finally got rid of those. Replenish all and turn down south. You will also move to secure these regions. How's it going for Washington? Washington, I think, should probably replenish his troops. Wait for the 12-pounders, definitely, before he marches on. Native Americans are starting to build up a force there. The Cherokee is not yet ready to move against my large army. Maybe what I'll do is I might want to split, not at all. The British have actually built up quite the force down here. The Lancers Brigade, they have a lot of those. I thought they were the ones, or was it the Irish Volunteers that did so well against us? Anyways, I guess we'll send the entire army down south. What I need to do is recruit loads of troops up and down the coast here. To replenish and just fill the gap. Someone wanted Spanish Marines, so Spanish Marines we're getting. Light infantry, I don't think I need more of those. 3rd Pennsylvania, why not? I wish I could recruit. I guess we'll have some colonial militia. Even though I do think they're rather crap unit. Boston! Boston has a lot of good units. More Spanish Marines? What's this? Stark's Brigade! I'm not entirely sure if they're good, and I don't really... You know what? We'll take 2. And then... I don't think we've hired in any black. Rhode Island Grenadiers. I think that's one as a black unit. Rhode Island Grenadiers, and I think there's another one over here. The thing is, the Delaware is kind of shit. I thought they were gonna be kind of elite unit. There's another one. 6th Connecticut. And there's another one yet. No, that was the 6th Connecticut again. Right, so we have some blacks, we have some Starks, and so forth. Do I need anything here? No. I don't think I need anything here because they're already in this ascent. And what we need to do is then over here march to this place, which I really should rename because I can't for the life of me. Go ahead and try and pronounce Agulkutovik. And they surrendered to us pretty quickly. I'm gonna burn this. The Navy is gonna stand by to pick these up. We'll probably need to get rid of these. I don't think the British are gonna march anything over here, so once these guys are gone, this would be safe and we can bring this one down somewhere. Oh, look at that. The Spanish invasion force. Looks like they're gonna travel down whatever this river is called. Could attack Quebec, or are they going... Where else could they go? I don't think they're at war with any of the natives. So I guess they're going for there, which... Yeah, that's not gonna go great for them, is it? But there we have it for this episode. Right. Next episode... Maybe we can go into battle with these. We have a quite sizable force. North Carolina Highlanders, 1st Foot Guards. Maybe they're joined by the natives. We'll have to leave a little bit of a group behind, just in case the natives attack. And I think I'll end turn once more, because we have a few that needs replenishment. And I need to build some stuff and so on. But yeah, there we have that for that episode. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you guys for the next one. Bye!